The BMW 218 is a gateway drug. It's entry-level BMW designed to get you hooked on harder BMW, and it's very addictive. Welcome to Four Wheels in a Seat. My name is Alex Dalrymple. This is my channel where I review all the new cars, or as many as I can, as a one-man band, every single week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, the notification bell, and if you enjoy the video, please do give me a like. The BMW 218 Grand Coupe is clearly not a coupe. It's a sedan with a slightly cooler shape, but it is the most affordable sedan that BMW make. It's a really good combination of build quality, tech, and style. It just lacks a little on the performance side. So this is the second generation of the 218. The previous one only lasted about 5 years or so, which does seem like a bit of a short lifespan for a car, but nonetheless, the formula remains much the same. The front end is still classic BMW, although it looks like it's had a bit of a midlife facelift with the headlights here sort of stretched back a little bit and made a little bit smaller. I don't know, it looks just perhaps a little unbalanced to me. So from the side, it takes on the appearance of a slightly shrunken 3 Series, and that's no bad thing. It's a really good looking car. This particular model has been optioned with the slightly larger 19-inch wheels. We've got a sunroof up on top here, and the build quality is so good. I mean, even when you just close the door normally, it sounds like you're slamming it. That's how solid these things are. But it's the rear end of the 218 that looks the best, I think. It's had a complete redesign from the previous model with new tail lights that mimic the ones in the X2 SUV, and a pretty sizable boot too, 430 litres with a pretty flat entrance there, so you do have pretty good access. Not very high though, but 430 litres is right up there in terms of class-leading boot space. Diffuser down the bottom there that looks pretty cool, doesn't really do that much. So far so good, but it's under the hood where we find the only real major hurdle to stop me from wanting to buy one of these cars, because under the bonnet here is a 1.3 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine that outputs 115 kilowatts of power and 230 newton meters of torque, dragging it to 100 kilometers per hour in the glacial 8.5 seconds. The interior though makes up for a lot of this car's shortfalls. It is really nice, fantastic quality materials, well put together, and some of the best tech you'll find in any car. Not a lot of physical buttons in this car because pretty much everything runs through the 10-inch center console screen, which runs the latest BMW software. And even though this is an entry-level car, it is running pretty much the same system that you would find in a top-spec 5 Series. It does everything. It is a really, really good piece of software, and there's automatic parking, full iPhone integration with wireless Apple CarPlay, and those apps appear in the native system as well as in the CarPlay app, so you can access everything really, really easily. The maps in Apple also talk to the maps on the driver's instrument cluster, so they appear on the screen in front of you as well as on the head-up display. It is a fantastic bit of kit, and I really like BMW's software. I think they do this better than just about anybody. The picture is really, really sharp. It's got great contrast, looks really good. There's a 6-speaker Harman Kardon sound system with a cool little light up sign here on each of the doors, and it sounds pretty good. The only thing I don't love is that climate controls are run through the center screen rather than having separate physical controls, but you can't have it all. Some cool lighting features here. The color of the lights, fully customizable through the system as well. Air vent controls on a nice little joystick here to move around. Wireless phone charging, 2 USB-C ports. Down here on the lower console, not really much of a gear shifter. It's just a sort of toggle switch here to get the car into reverse and drive. The My Mode selector, there are 3 different drive mode experiences. Storage space, yeah, not too bad here in the center. Nice leather stitching up here on top to rest your arm on. Head-up display, as I mentioned before, full integration with your iPhone, and you can customize the display of that. The driver's instrument cluster, again, the same as what you'd see in a top spec BMW. So there are a few different configurable designs on that. And you can also customize what appears in the center, whether that be maps or general overview of your trip, that kind of thing. You can change all of those here on the steering wheel. Speaking of which, steering wheel, like all BMWs, nice and chunky, has a really solid feel to it, leather stitching, not a lot of buttons on here, and they're not terribly well marked, but you can figure out what they do relatively easily. The indicator stalk, though, has the most satisfying sound of any car you'll ever come across. Listen to that. So chunky, so solid. Paddle shifters on the back here, including the boost paddle. When you hold this down for a few seconds, it unlocks the full force of 115 kilowatts of power for 10 seconds, and it counts down here on the center console screen. Really, it just hangs on to first gear for a little bit longer and makes a lot of noise. The seats are leather sporting buckets, two-tone leather, very comfortable, full electric adjustment. They are heated, and yeah, they're pretty comfortable. Seating position, look, I'm 190 centimeters tall. My hair is just touching the top here, but that's not too bad. Nice view through the sunroof. Visibility all around, really good. So look, I cannot complain about the interior of the 218 at all. It's terrific. Okay, the back seat, ooh. That is so loud when you close the door. Look, this was never going to be great for me, okay? 190 centimeters tall. And I can't even make my head go up straight. It is really tiny back here. I guess that's why I call it a Grand Coupe, because it really is coupe shaped. It just happens to have two more doors at the back and frameless glass on the doors, of course. So look, knee room actually isn't too bad because there's a big indent here on the driver's seat. My knees kind of slide in here all right. There's no support underneath though, but look, as you can see, headroom is just non-existent for me. There is no way this could work at all. Armrest, cup holders, two USB-C ports in the middle there. And yeah, I'm quite keen to get out of here, to be honest. Despite being somewhat underpowered, dynamically, the 218 is really good. I mean, it just stays level flat through corners, and steering's a little light. I'd like a bit more feeling there. But apart from that, it is very nice to drive. It really is. But the noise from the engine is definitely not BMW. It sounds unlike any other BMW I've ever encountered before. Another slight annoyance is that the automatic on-off for the engine resets every time you get in the car, and you have to change it on every trip. So to deactivate the auto stop start, a couple of button pushes on the screen. Drive modes. Well, there are three My Mode selections: Personal, Sport, and Efficient. Personal is your normal driving mode. Sport makes everything go red and blue in the cabin and changes the design of the digital instrument cluster. It also hangs onto the gears a little bit longer and makes a bit more noise. And Efficient kind of just really dulls everything down. It's your eco mode. I think Sport is really the best place to be honest. And when you're in sport mode, you can also hit the boost paddle here on the steering wheel, and you get 10 seconds of boost. It's counting down from 10. And it is quite appreciably different, actually. It does change things up a little bit and makes it a bit more fun to drive. It's not earth-shattering, but it's fun. I haven't driven the M235. That has a much bigger engine in it and goes a lot quicker. In fact, it gets to 100 k's per hour in about half the time this one does. Is the BMW 218 a turn-back car, a car so good looking that you have to turn back and look at it after you've parked it? Yeah, it's a BMW, so it scores high marks just for that. It does kind of look like every other BMW though, so it blends into the crowd. It's not ugly, but it doesn't really stand out. Turn back worthy, if you're a fan, yeah. If not, meh. I do like the Brooklyn grey paintwork that this car is in though. That's a classy look. And it costs you about $1,300 to get as well. The 218 feels like a bigger car than it is. I mean, it is about the same size as a 1980s 3 Series. I mean, that's how much the 3 Series has grown in the last 40 years. So I guess the question is this car worth the cost? It is the second most affordable BMW you can buy. The only one that's cheaper is the entry-level X1 SUV. And even then, it's only by $1 or $2 grand, I think. Look, I think it is fantastic value from a build quality point of view. It is exceptional. The fit and finish in the cabin is second to none. The technology is amazing. It's a BMW, you're getting the brand, the badge recognition there. it's just the performance that kind of lets it down a little bit. And I mean, I want it to do more. It's a BMW, it's supposed to be sporty. And look, I guess ultimately this car isn't aimed towards me, but I just want more. So that is BMW's entry-level sedan, the 218. And to be honest, I think you'd have to be a pretty big fan of the brand to want to buy one, because the performance is just not there. So if you have an extra 30 grand lying around, I'd get the M235 instead.